show. Well, it's time for the show to begin. At this point in the show, we are nearing the end. And before we wrap up, may all our days be circus days, I would like to invite to the stage a very special guest performer, who happens to be the booker here at this club, also a legendary figure in New York cabaret.
Oh yeah.
He's going to regale us with a song, and it is quite a special occasion when he does grace his own stage. So please welcome Mr. SIDNEY MYER.
SIDNEY, do you know saber dance?
Good evening. When Jason was a child, and apparently Uncle Mike was too, this is a story from way back then. I was not a child, but there were rewards for not being so, because at that time, what that enabled me to do was to see live and in person so many of the greatest performers of the 20th century. Does anyone remember the 20th century? And there's so many, and I could regale you with so much, but as Jason noted, we are nearing the end. So I won't tell you about seeing and meeting Judy Garland or Bing Crosby or Marlene Dietrich or any of them. Tonight, you spoke about Michael Jackson. Well, a similar phenomenon was named Ethel Merman. And I got privilege of seeing her strut her stuff on many occasions, but this one night in particular I shall always remember. It was at a concert in this very big amphitheater, and she had like an 80-piece orchestra with her, and the roof of the amphitheater just came out over the musicians, and the rest of us were sitting in all these, piled high, terrace seats, and it was a summer night, and it was all sold out, and it was one of those instances where when we took our seats, the sun was shining and it was glorious, and during the course of the overture, the sky darkened, the lightning and thunder happened, and it started to pour torrentially, and all of a sudden, this was right before she came on, we heard this announcement over the loudspeaker, because back in those days, they weren't called sound systems. They were loudspeakers. And they said, everyone, the concert will continue in 5 minutes. The concert will continue in 5 minutes. So we all ran to our cars and got umbrellas and garbage bags and ponchos and anything we could find. And we all came back and to the theater outdoors, the amphitheater, and all the musicians had scrunched back with their violins and everything so they wouldn't get wet. And just then, at the end of the overture, who comes out on stage, stands in the middle, hands right here, and says, looks at us and says, well, if it's gonna rain, I'm gonna sing in it. And for the next 90 minutes in this pouring hurricane, Miss Ethel Merman gave her all. And to me, that was a lesson in show business, professionalism, and the American way. Now, Ethel Merman had an 80-piece orchestra, and I'm here to tell you, so do I. Come on in here, come on in here, Alexander's Ragtime Band. Come on in here, come on in here, it's the best band in the land. They can play a bugle call like you never heard before, so natural that you want to go to war. That's just the bestest band, what I am, my honey lamb. Come on along, let let me take you by the hand. Up to the man, who's the leader of the band. If you care to hear the Swanee River play in the ragtime, come on and hear Alexander's ragtime band. Oh my honey, better hurry and let's meander. Ain't you going to the leader man, rag and meter man? Oh my honey, let me take you to Alexander's grandstand brass band. Ain't you coming along? Come on and hear Alexander's ragtime band. Come on and hear, it's the best band in the land. They can play a bugle call like you never heard before. So natural that you wanna go to war. That's just the bestest band what had. My honey lamb, come on along, let me take you by the hand. Up to this man, who's the leader of the band. And if you care to hear the Swanee River played in the ragtime, come on and hear Alexander's ragtime band.
What talent, what energy! What a man! And now, of course, Sidney MYER has performed, and it's now time for the Animal Act. So, the Animal Act that we have for you this evening is a very classy kind of an act. It's forward-thinking. The animals are invisible. But just because they are imaginary does not mean that they are not extremely talented and well trained. So, we would ask you all to please give them absolute silence if you can, because the trainers tell me, as far as I understand it, that any tiny change in their program will result in the animals panicking and possibly injuring themselves. And in an imaginary fashion. So please, I would like to ask your cooperation on that. And so, now, to perform the Grand Waltz sequence from Andrew Lloyd Webber's Phantom of the Opera, won't you please welcome to the stage Dmitry Rusov's 24 Invisible Capuchin Monkeys.